life is expensive. It could have been worse. I can't spend any money and I need to have as many no spend days as possible. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Ariana. I am a 30-year-old who lives in Southern California, and I'm currently working on being more intentional with my money, especially when it comes to day-to-day spending. In this video this week, I'm breaking down everything I spent for the second week of April. It's honestly one of my favorite videos to make because it helps keep me so accountable for the week and helps me see exactly where my money is going and what I'm spending my money on, because things tend to add up so quickly and prices are just getting more expensive, like gas and groceries, and just life is expensive. Let's get into it. All right, we're gonna start off with Monday, April 8th. We started off strong with a no spend on Monday, which was amazing. We love no spend days. I try to do as many of those as possible, or try to have as many low spend days as I can. April 9th was Tuesday, so I was off this day, so it was definitely more of a spendy one. First, I was influenced by an ad, and I typically never do something like this, but I saw a Target ad and it was for this bag, and I was like, oh my god, this bag is so freaking cute. I need it. So I literally saw the ad and I added it to my cart right away and I bought it right then and there because I have Target 360, so it was free shipping even though it wasn't like $35. So we love that. So I spent $17.56 at Target even though I didn't need it. I really wanted it. So it was some unnecessary shopping. Then I went over to Trader Joe's after I went to the gym and I spent $7.48. I just needed a couple little random grocery things. This was definitely my cheapest haul ever from Trader Joe's. Then I had an eye doctor appointment at Target Optical and I spent $65. So it's definitely necessary, but definitely still painful. $65 for an eye exam. Oh my god. I do a contacts and glasses eye exam, so that's why it's a little bit more expensive. And then I ended the day at Disneyland, and I will say I'm very proud of myself though. I only spent $17.72 at Disneyland, and all I bought was one meal. So actually, yeah, I only bought one meal because I did get a little sweet treat later, but somebody paid for it for me, so that was so nice. So my total for the day was $107.76. It could have been worse, honestly. April 10th was a Wednesday and it was another no spend day, so another amazing day. We had two no spend days sandwiched in between the spendy day, so that's okay. Then we get into April 11th, which was Thursday, and I just bought one thing this day. It was gas. I spent $43.18 on gas, and that's it. It was nothing exciting, but it was obviously needed. So if I didn't buy the gas, it would have been a no spend day. I was trying to push it to Friday actually, but I was literally about to run out of gas, so I couldn't do it. Now let's get into April 12th, which was Friday. So I got Chick-fil-A for breakfast because I was being really lazy and I didn't want to cook breakfast. So I ended up spending $6.80 on Chick-fil-A. It was delicious. I got an egg white grill, but you know what? I didn't need it, but I really wanted it. Then we're gonna get into April 13th, which was Saturday. It was another no spend days. Honestly, 3 no spend days through the week I'm very proud of. In the last video, I had 3 no spend days in a row, and I think though that week I had 4 no spend days. I could be wrong. It was either 3 to 4. I know I had 3 in a row in the beginning of the week, but when they're spread out like this, like, it's more realistic. I'm not trying to be like I can't spend any money and I need to have as many no spend days as possible, because I feel like that just restricts you more. And this isn't about restriction. This is just about being more intentional with my money and knowing where my money is going and what I'm spending it on. So I'm okay with spending the money as long as I have it, but not going outrageous and not going crazy on it. That's the thing. We're doing good with that. And like I said, I try to do as many no spend days as I can because I get excited. I'm like, oh, I don't need to spend money. And so if I'm not planning on spending any money that day, I'm like, okay, we're gonna keep it at a no spend day. And I try to save the spending for those no spend days, if that even makes any sense. Okay, so I got the days of the week wrong on these because I was like, wait, I definitely was off on Sunday and I didn't spend any money. And on Monday, I worked. Okay, so whatever, it's fine. That's why I don't say the days of the week, because I know I'm gonna be wrong. So April 14th, which was Monday, I was being lazy and I didn't want to make my lunch the night before because I was out all day at a bridal shower. So I ended up ordering board and brew for lunch. So I spent $11.80 on that. It was definitely not a necessity and I shouldn't have done it, but it was still good, so whatever. And then I also had to fill up my tank again. So that was $54.02 on gas. So my total for the day was $65.82. So honestly, really not a bad week. Now let's get into our total breakdown for the week. So altogether, I spent $223.56 this week. But if we take out gas, which totaled $97.20, my actual spending was $126.36. And I talked about the gas in the last video, but I do put all my gas onto a credit card and then I pay that for the month. I still put it in my spending just so I can see how much I'm spending in gas because I do commute for work, and that is why I put so much gas into my car each week. Here's the breakdown for all the categories of what we spent this week. So I spent a total of $7.48 on groceries. I spent a total of $36.32 on eating out, which was a little bit higher than I wanted, but still not as bad as I typically used to do. And the groceries, only $7.48 was actually crazy. I'm really proud of that one. I spent $17.56 on shopping. The only thing I bought was that bag from Target. So if I didn't get influenced by that ad, I would have had no shopping. And then the eye doctor, which was the most expensive thing for the week, was $65. That was my biggest category. So for the category of needs, I spent $65 because of the eye doctor. So honestly, yeah, because of the eye doctor and because of my laziness and the gas, that's where I kind of spent the most money. So honestly, it really wasn't a terrible week at all. Obviously, there's always room for improvement anywhere. Eating out is my biggest thing, and that's always been my biggest thing, but I have gotten so much better at it because if I would have tracked before how much money I was spending on eating out, I used to eat out way more, and I used to get a lot of fast food and everything like that, but I'm in a much healthier space now of just like my mind, body, and everything. You know, I'm really big into fitness right now and eating in a calorie deficit and just eating better, and I just feel a lot better when I'm not eating crappy food all the time. So that helps in being able to not eat out as well. But food is really where my money disappears the fastest because I spend a lot of money on groceries and eating out and stuff like that. But I'm trying to do better about eating what I have in my pantry and not going crazy at the grocery store because that's where I get food waste and stuff like that. And so that's just a waste in spending more money than I need to. And then Target always gets me as well with those impulse purchases, but it's okay. But honestly, tracking it like this just helps me make better choices and makes me aware of where I'm spending my money week to week. And I'm very excited at the end of this month to see my whole monthly breakdown. I think that's gonna be such a fun video to do. I'm also gonna do like a full breakdown of what I spent in a month, and then it's also gonna be where did my money go for the month. So I'm gonna do 2 different videos on that, and I'm excited for that because I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Tracking it like this, honestly though, it helps me stay aware and it makes me make better choices for the week because I know I'm gonna make this video and I know I'm tracking everything I spend. So I don't wanna be like, oh, and I spent this on this and this on this, you know what I mean? So if you're trying to budget or just be more mindful about your money, I highly recommend doing this, even if it's just like once a month, or if you're just trying it out for 1 month and you just wanna see. I think the biggest thing with budgeting is you need to know where your money is going at all times, and that is what is so important. And I used to be really heavily involved with my budgeting, and I would literally budget everything so much, everything. I was very into it, and I'm starting to get back into it again because I love budgeting. I think it's so important to know where your money goes, and every penny has a purpose. That's why it's important for me to get back into this because I need to build better habits and everything like that. And knowing where my money's going with the weekly spending and giving myself a strict budget is really what helps me, and it's gonna help me in the long run. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button. I post these weekly videos. I try to post them weekly, but I get kind of behind with my other videos. I post a lot of fitness content and vlogs. I love doing just like day in my life, weekend, weekly vlogs, different things like that, just depending on what I'm doing those weeks. And I just like posting budget content and stuff like that. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.